So my inspiration came from Junction City Main Street's successes. I was on the ground floor for the acceptance into the Kansas Main Street program, and it has been so fun to watch the entire community come together to make a difference in our downtown and ultimately in our city and our county. I have deep roots in Junction City. My dad was stationed back here in 1976 with my 4 brothers and sisters and my mom, Jerry and Peggy Geringer. And I went to high school here. My kids went to high school here. My grandkids are all in school here. I'm a retired physical therapist after 42 years, and I now have the opportunity to give back to the community and to try to make a difference. One thing that my father instilled in us, which my husband and I instilled in our children, is that we should work to be the best that we can be. And so my son, Dr. Jason Butler, an emergency room physician here at Stormont Vale, and his wife, Casey Butler, who owns Maple and Birch, they are in Junction City with their 3 children. My daughter, Megan Woods, a speech and language pathologist, and her husband, Ryan Woods, also a speech and language pathologist, are starting their new private practice here in Junction City, and their 3 children are here. So my 6 grandchildren are here. And then my other son, Ryan Butler, a mechanical engineer, and his wife, Rebecca Butler, a dietitian at KU Med Center. They are in Kansas City. And through that concept of be the best that we can be, that's what I want for Junction City. We have so much potential. So I think at the forefront of everybody's mind is the budget, its transparency, its efficient and effective use of taxpayer funds. And so with that in mind, I kind of created a graphic that I use when I talk with people, and under that, the appearance of our community is huge. First impressions count, and they only happen once. And so that supports the budget, supports the ability to make our community look nice, have a warm, welcome entranceway, managing blight, infrastructure. That supports community pride, community cohesion. It's a place where the military want to settle down. It's a place where tourists want to come and visit and invite others. That supports creating an environment for business development. I'm very, very interested in a feeder program for our youth. I am very interested in promoting shopping local. I do believe there's a grassroots effort that can support all that's going on, and I believe in inviting our soldiers to stay here, and if they've left, come back and be a part of what's going on, which increases tax revenue and ultimately affects our budget, and it's a vicious, wonderful cycle. 5 to 10 years from now, it is my understanding that we will be reaching the end of that debt that was at its peak in 2012. Need to start looking forward. I'm very much interested in a community that we're proud of, a place where people want to call home, a place where people want to come back to. In order to accomplish this, I do believe we need to be at the table. Regionally, we need to be involved with the Flint Hills. Statewide, we need to be involved with things such as the Kansas 250. You know, it's our semi-quincentennial that's coming up next year, the 250th anniversary of the United States. And so there is a Kansas 250 program, part of the America 250 program. I think we need to be at the table at that. I think we need to be at the table with Fort Riley. I have been a part of the Fort Riley Roundtable discussions and connecting with our military and just being proud of who we are. And people want to go where people are, and I want to be that place. So again, we have to always come back to the budget and property taxes. When I've been door knocking, when I've been at different meetings, that question comes up over and over and over again. We were fortunate enough to have instructions from an organization called Columbia Capital, is my understanding, through Jeff White back in 2012. Around that time frame, they directed us in how to move forward with the debt that we had. And it's my understanding that we pulled the same group back in, with the same person back in to direct where are we going now that we're coming to the end of that plan. On the ground floor of the Kansas Main Street program, the acceptance portion of it, the application portion of it, we had to have a lot of community engagement. We had to have tours and interviews and small group meetings and large group meetings. And so community engagement was very, very much in coming up with a transformation strategy for Junction City Main Street. We've had to use community engagement with the many of the grants that we've been a part of, the area-wide plans, the one at 18th and Washington Grant, the one at the downtown area, the one on Grant Avenue, that required community engagement. And so a part of the City Commission is not what I want, not what one person wants, it's what the community wants. And so community engagement is a great way to reach out and say, hey, give your input. Where do you want to go? And then use that information to do planning. I think we have the best backyard in all of Kansas. When you talk to many of our military, they have settled down here because of Milford Lake, because of the weather, because of the bike riding, because of the horseback riding, because of fishing and hunting. And so I do believe we need to capitalize on that. That is what I love. I love being outside with my family. I love watching people outside. I love watching the kayakers go down the boat ramp at the end of Grant Avenue into the headwaters of the Kansas River, which, by the way, I just found out was the world's largest prairie-fed river that there is. And so we need to capitalize on that. I have been a part of grant writing. That is one of my experiences that I feel I can use in this position. One of them that we filled out way back in October was the RERC, Recreational Economy for Rural Communities, and we are waiting for an announcement on that. However, in the course of that application process, I found out that recreational economy is a wonderful way to boost tax revenue, to boost tourism, and so I'm really looking forward to using that knowledge in any capacity that can unfold in the future. So, and I keep coming back to the Main Street program, and quite often people are concerned, are you focused on downtown? And there is so much more that can be applied with all the knowledge that was gained. And so the Main Street program came out of the National Trust for Historic Preservation, and therefore historic preservation is a huge, preserving our identity is huge. And so we found out through our transformation strategy visit in August of 2021 that Junction City is a uniquely American experience. We love our military, we love our law enforcement, we love being outside, we are young, we are very, very culturally diverse, and we love arts. And so we are tasked towards preserving that and including that in all the decision-making processes that we go through, and using that information in our goals and our action plans. So I've learned a lot in the past 5 years. When I first started, I was walking around downtown saying, what can we do to make downtown a difference, make it better? And someone mentioned, boy, oh boy, I didn't have a clue what I was talking about. And they were absolutely right. But I love to learn. I love to study. I love to work with people. I love working with others. I believe in unity in the community. I love pulling people together. I do not like the silo effect. That beautiful mural that's at the corner of 10th and Washington Street coming together, that was the very second Saturday of our market downtown, and the entire community came together and painted that. I also have the skill of grant writing. I have a long way to go, but I've come a long way. I think we can use that, which of course helps our financial situation in the community. And I love being at the table. I know people. I've been here a long time, and I believe that people want to give, they want to care, they want to be a part of change. I've spent a whole lot of time recruiting volunteers. I do believe it's not just 1 or 2 or 5 people that make a difference. I believe it's a grassroots effort from everybody in this community. And it's fun to watch people step up and give and serve and be a part of making a difference.